All right, Monday night stream. Let's do it.
Jeez.
Welcome everyone to the Monday night live stream on a Saturday.
Yeah.
That's right. We are changing to Saturday,
You're welcome for that, I guess.
or I'm sorry, depending on who you are.
Sorry you just made this a Monday on a Saturday.
Dennis says this is awesome. Love the music.
Good.
Dang, my
Good.
DVD player is acting up again.
Hate it.
So yeah, I realize the thumbnail says Monday, but just like the NFL has Thursday night football on Saturday, we have the Monday night live stream on Saturday.
Such is life. And we're going to lose light here.
It is getting dark fast, and the green screen is not happy.
It's dying.
But that's all right. We're gonna switch this right over here because
There
at least
we
it
go.
makes us smaller,
Oh, and look at that little face.
and we can look at gold dust
I
Bishiers.
love them. I think we will have them at some point just because they're so cool.
Today we're gonna talk about a couple of our dream fish. Now this is not doesn't mean that they're rare, doesn't mean that they're expensive. They're just fish that we love and haven't kept yet
Yes.
for whatever reason. I think my most expensive dream fish is around $200.
That's
and then
that's a price tag right there.
And then the next one's like $25. So there's a big jump there. We're going to give it a couple minutes for people to roll on in here. Just shared it out. So if you want to share it out, that would help. Or if you could just hit the like button, that is also sharing it. Because the more likes equal more notifications.
There you have it.
There's my spiel.
Look at those pikes, man.
Do we get a limp noodle update? Well, that's kind of personal, but I don't know that I want to share that on the public stream.
Jesus. No issues with noodles of any type here.
Yeah, I don't
No
understand.
noodle issues.
I don't get the limp noodle reference, but
When I was making stir fry.
oh,
So yes, there was one.
I was not paying attention.
Clearly.
It'll happen.
Yeah.
I don't remember what music is playing on the DVD
Oh
scene.
yeah. Me either. I do like the DVD thing though. It does frustrate me mildly because of how many times that happened in life when I was like, just shut off, please. It's 4 a.m. I can't be bothered to touch a remote. Remember that remotes?
I would also like to remind everyone that Dan's Fish is still having a sale on some of his fish.
Yeah.
The
Good
ones
ones.
that I enjoy
Don't
are
tell them about
on
the fish I
sale,
want.
and I'm going to tell them about the fish that you want.
Don't
The
buy 'em.
Hyphesibricon margite.
Ugh, they're so good. I've had them. They're great.
I just want to point this out real quick, guys, because
Real quick.
$12 for this fish is a really good
It's
price.
a really good. They're beautiful fish, and they're very. I have to say this, very peaceful. They do not nip. They do not bother any fish. They're very slow moving. They're just really. The color's intense. They're really purpley blue with like that really dark mark. Oh my god, they're just gorgeous.
And no
fish.
offense to Dan, but this picture doesn't even come close to doing them justice.
They look better than that, and they're great. They're
Way
really
better.
for being tetras that can be notoriously nippy.
So go buy a dozen of them and you won't be disappointed.
Don't buy all of them. How many are left?
30, 21,
Buy
There was 30
Buy
some.
like 14. I like 14.
14. That leaves us like 7.
No, it doesn't.
Someone buy 21 of them right now.
Jeez.
But anyways, let's
He
get right
doesn't
into
want
it.
me to have these.
I'm going to talk about a couple of my bucket list fish, which a lot of you probably already know. And
They're good ones.
too bad. I'm going to do it anyways.
It's his show.
And if there's any surprise to anyone, I'll be surprised, honestly.
But that's okay.
Because I've been talking about this fish since I've been on YouTube, and I still have never found them. One time they were for sale, and they were $200 each.
God, they're pretty though.
This is the Bentachromis tricotti, which is no longer Bentachromis. They've been reclassified as far as I know. But still, these come from Lake Tanganyika. They get like 12 inches, and that does not count the gigantic lyre tails that these fish get. They are absolutely stunning fish. These photos, while some are enhanced, are very accurate about how this fish is going to look when you get it. They are very bright neon blue, very yellow cheeks, absolutely stunning fish. There's a few different species of Bentachromis, and they're all just as beautiful. I'm trying to find a picture. I mean, this is probably one of the best ones, but the lyre tails get even longer. So
I just am a fan of anything that iridescent. That's very striking.
So if you've never heard about this fish, you're welcome.
It's really pretty.
If you can find them, let me know.
For less than
And
$200.
get a couple for me.
If one was to show up on the doorstep here.
Ramphonic says, I was trying to get blueberry tetras. Well, they're back in stock at the wet spot,
yeah.
and I think they're captive bred this time. I could be wrong.
I think didn't they have both?
They might have both. But, yeah, they're back in stock at the wet spot, so there you go.
Beautiful. I think we
use my code, save 10%. That goes with Dan's fish, too.
Yep.
Save 10%. Now, the next one is a Tropheus, another Lake Tanganyikan fish for me.
So cute.
This is just...
It looks so silly.
I love these guys. There's a few different color morphs that I really, really enjoy. There's this one. There's like the red rainbow, but the Enconde yellow will always be my favorite. The yellow bodies with the pinkish, purplish, red face. They're just stunning. And this is only like a $25 fish, but they're shoaling fish, schooling fish, so you need a group of them, and they're Lake Tanganyikan, so... in addition to being Lake Tanganyikan, they're also vegetarian. So they're a little more advanced care. You can't just feed them, over-the-counter flake or granule food. They do need vegetable matter, or they will bloat. They are famous for bloating. Although I have yet to get a Tropheus to bloat. They are famous for that. They're also famous for being assholes, and I can tell you that's very over exaggerated in the few species that I have kept. Are they aggressive? Sure. Are they just murdering everything that they see? No, not by a long shot. Again, like most African cichlids, the more you get, the more the aggression spreads around, and the better the fish will be. But I just find these fish to be insanely beautiful, really fun, super active, insanely active, colony breeding fish. There's not a lot of downfall other than a few specific care requirements for this fish. So, love them to death. I love them. The next one is going to be the neon golden shark, which is really readily available now. I just still has not made it on my buy list, and they're algae eaters, although I would not buy them for that purpose. If you're buying a fish for algae eaters, I'd probably go bushy nose or another route. But they will eat algae. They will graze on it all day long. Here's one where the pictures definitely don't do them justice. I have seen these in person, and their colors are really striking, especially in adults. They're still fairly new to the hobby, but again, they are out there. They're going to get around 4 inches, if I remember correctly. I might be confusing them with a different fish. But they don't get terribly large. And they just have, I love the horizontal stripes. I love the red fins. And they're kind of goofballs, just like similar to like a Pandagara as far as their behavior, as far as what I've seen, which very little interaction with these guys. So, keep that in mind. I don't have much experience. I've seen them only a few times in real life. And I just think they're really cool. The neon golden stripe shark, if you will. Not a shark, obviously. And then we're going right into another Gara, the red-tail Gara. Now, this one is super new to the hobby. And in typical Gara fashion, they are giant goofballs. They are algae grazers. I wouldn't call them algae eaters. But they'll take a little algae off for you. But again, do not buy them to be algae eaters. You want to specifically feed this fish. And this fish is so new, there's not a ton of pictures on it of them out there. Hardly any videos you can find of this fish. I saw him for the first time last year at the wet spot and instantly fell in love. The tails just get deeper and darker red as they get older. Very nice, kind of not black, but a really dark kind of gray body is a really nice contrast to the red tail. And just a really fun, goofy fish. Like if you think in Panagaras, like all Garas are generally really goofballs, right? So they're true to their word in that sense. And that's what I got for you. My 4. I mean, there's a lot more, but we could sit here and go all day on fish that I've never kept that I want. But I kind of narrowed it down to 4 for everyone. And because I want to, Chelsea's going to go through her list too, but we want to hear what your bucket list fish are as well, your dream fish. And it's a really good way to learn about new fish, to get new ideas. If you have a tank that's maybe a little old and stagnant and you're just not feeling anymore, you want to spice it up, this is a good stream to watch to get fish ideas. So
this is true.
I mean, I could have gone over like 20 different species of gobies, and
there's all kinds of
rainbow. Like, I mean, it just never
hard.
ends. But
it's very difficult.
We're going to jump right back into yours.
Okay.
At first, I got to make a disclaimer here. This is a new time we're streaming. I'm not purposely trying to stream over anyone. If there's other streamers out there, I apologize. I did pick a time slot that had the fewest other streamers streaming. So for the few that are streaming, I apologize. It's not intentional. It's not an attack on your channel or you. I love you all. We're just trying a new time. We're just going to try it on the weekends. If it doesn't work out, we'll go back to Monday. But again, we're not trying to step on any toes. This is not, any nefarious reason for changing other than we're hoping to get more people on the weekends. That's it. So let's head back to the old interwebs, and you can show us yours.
Okay.
And we're going to start. We're going to go big. We're going to go big.
Oh, yay. Okay. I was not prepared. We're going to go backwards. All right. That's fine. We can do that.
What can you tell us about these beautiful fish?
So I think I've said this many times. I'm not somebody who's big into like monster fish or anything, but I have a thing for pikes. I love pikes of all sizes. This is one that I've always wanted to keep. And of course, it's like one of the most expensive pikes that you can get your hands on. They're absolutely beautiful. They don't get as huge as some pikes get. I mean, they're definitely getting over a foot. Like these guys are huge. The males are going to get larger than the females. They're one of these fish that they get better with age. A lot of the pikes will lose color, change color, and like look at these adult fish. I mean, they're crazy. I don't know if there's anything more stunning than that, in my opinion. I'm not someone who's huge on color. Like that's not something that grabs me as much as just something that looks different. And these guys look so different than so many fish. They're not cheap. They're not easy to keep. You need a giant tank. It's not something that I doubt that I'll be at any point anytime soon where I can keep one of these, which is why it is probably at the top of my list of dream fish, because it's unrealistic to think I could house something like that, but they're absolutely stunning.
Also, the last time I saw these for sale, they were $400 a pop.
Yeah, they're not cheap fit. And which is like, honestly, there's some puffers like a cross river puffer. Obviously, I love those, and those can be more expensive and usually are more expensive. But with these pikes, I feel like I just don't see a lot of people keeping these. Like it's not a common fish that you hear about people keeping, even people that keep monsters. I know a lot of people that keep monsters, and it's always like peacock bass and stuff like that, but never, you know what I mean? Like It's stuff that I'm just like, oh, really? You have the opportunity to keep something that large, and that's what you choose? Like at that point, if I have a tank like that, if I have a tank that large, I'm shelling out for a pair of Zebrina. I mean, look at them, because they're honestly not that difficult to spawn. You just need a lot of space, and they're not even the most aggressive of pikes. They're moderately aggressive, but their size makes them a little more of a threat, I guess you could say. But they're just not readily available, so they're not something you're going to see all the time either.
Regina says $400 a pop. Oof. To be fair, I just saw the price tag. I didn't see what size they were, so I don't know if that's an adult, a juvenile, or whatever.
It depends on the size a lot with these guys, but they're a predatory species. You have to be like aware of that also. So it's not something that if I was to keep these, I would keep them in a species only tank. I would not keep these with other large fish. It would be a project.
Real quick, Alec Kumanov says you could grow Tropheus with Irit modus. I can't see that. Mark Smithii. I believe Irit modus is the Tanganyikan goby fish, which are just cute as a bug. I don't know if have you ever seen a Tanganyikan goby?
Yes.
Oh, they had them at the West Spot.
Yeah, they're really, really cute.
They are just adorable. I mean, honestly, cute. They look like Tropheus. So.
They do kind of look like it. That's true.
If I'm adding a fish to my list after the fact, it's definitely a Tanganyikan goby. Or even the Tanganyikan crabs would be really cool too. I've never seen those for sale ever. Freshwater crabs from Tanganyika. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
All right, what's next on your list?
I don't know what he got. Oh, okay, we can do that. I'm kind of going to combine the two because there's two Phenacogramma species that I really love, and it's
I didn't pull up the picture of the other one,
well,
so
forget them. Who cares? They're trash, and I never want them. So, anyways, these are Phenacogrammus araniacus, and they are the blue-eyed or lamp-eyed Congo tetra. There's like 17 different common names for these, but they're Phenacogrammus araniacus. These guys are just... I mean, I don't think you can say, I don't even need to say much about them. Look at them. They're stunning. These pictures don't do them justice. I'd say the one, right? Yeah, no, the next one. That's probably the most realistic. Yes, that's what they look like. At least the ones that I've seen in real life, specifically at Dan's. Dan had a couple groups of them a while back, and they're stunning fish. They start out looking pretty boring, like a lot of tetra, like a lot of cherisons. They just look kind of like silvery, and as they develop, they start to get that blue up top. They start to get the intense yellow. They just look so striking in a tank, and I love my West Africans, and these guys are from West Africa. They are not cheap. I do not see their price tag coming down. They're normally at least $40 a piece, normally more than that.
I think the cheapest I've seen was $35.
Mm-hmm. And that was actually a good deal. That's a good deal. Still, they're very expensive, and to find it, it's West Africa, so to find them consistently is very difficult. To find the right amount, if they're at the right stage where they're healthy enough, it's just really dependent on your supplier. And I think from that region of the world, it's so hard to get fish, like I was saying, consistently anyways. It's hard. These fish are just difficult. They're very expensive. They're hard to get. There's a lot of factors that go into why I haven't kept them yet, but I will keep them. That is a fish I will keep.
If there's any tetras or fish breeders out there in general, like, scoop up some of these and start spawning them.
Yeah. If you
sitting
want
on
a
a
good
gold mine.
project, this is something that I really wish that we could take fish like this. The reason I want to take the plunge is because I'd love to spawn them, because I want people to take the plunge also and spawn them so that we can make that price point come down, and then they're readily available, and we don't have to go to one of the most dangerous places on Earth to take fish. We can have
There's
them.
dinosaurs there, people.
Literally, like a pterodactyl is going to take you away if you try and get some of these in nature. So really, we shouldn't be going there. And
not to mention the pygmy people too.
yeah, there's a lot of things going on there that you don't want anything to do with, but the fish are absolutely amazing, which is so unfortunate, but I love these guys. I wanted them for a very long time. I will have them. They're very peaceful. They're like a lot of Congos. They move quickly, but I wouldn't say they're as spastic as the Interruptus, just your basic Congo tetra. I think they move a little more methodically than that. But when you see a big group of these, like 20 or more, it's just unbelievable. They're so pretty.
Fish for Life says, I love my lamp-eye Congos. So somebody has them.
Oh, see, that makes me very happy.
You gotta spawn them.
They're beautiful fish.
When we win the lotto, we're getting like 1,000 of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, not even 100. Forget 100. We're getting way more than that. There's going to be a whole thing. Because they really look, the bigger the school, the more amazing they look. It's very true. With like most schooling fish, that's the case. But with these guys, just because of that coloring, and they also look, there's another species of Fantastique, and they're red. And I remember the first time I saw these and the Fantastique in a West African biotope tank, and I was like, yep, I'm going to own both these fish at some point. Once they come down under $40 a piece, then I'll own some.
And now to something a little more easy to get a hold of.
Oh, yeah.
Just a tad.
No, this is better.
A tad bit easier.
Yep. So Ivanacara bimaculata. These guys are just beautiful. They're from Guyana and South America. They're very, I've kept for years the Adaqueta, so the zebra acara. They're very similar. They're a little smaller, but the conditions that they need to spawn are very similar. Their behavior is very similar. And I think they're equally as beautiful. They just look, the body shape is a little more stout. They're a little shorter, a little smaller, and more compact. And the face is a little more elongated than Adaqueta. But overall, that look, they just look like they have war paint on their face. That's like a little Apache fish. Like they're going to war. They're just so strikingly beautiful. And I don't know, the pair of Adaqueta that I had, the behavior was so interesting. I've kept a lot of different cichlids, and these guys had a lot of personality. I have one right now, my female that I've had for years, and she's very reclusive now, but she wasn't always like that. So I'm not quite sure. Yeah, there she is. I'm not quite sure, what the deal is, but I would love to get a pair of bimaculata and try and spawn them. I know Candy has a pair, or a couple pairs. I forget how many. 3. There might be 3, but they're just beautiful fish. Like they're really, really pretty. I think this is one of those fish that they're a species only type of situation. I would never really keep a pair. I'd keep one in a community like I currently do, but I would not keep a pair that I'm trying to spawn in anything but a species only tank. And I think that would be my plan for bimaculata, because Adaqueta are a little more readily available. You just don't see bimaculata quite as much.
What's the max size on these guys?
They're about 2.5, 3 inches.
That's it?
They're small. And they're not that big.
I guess because they're bulky, they just look bigger.
They look like little torpedoes or something. They're very stout. Like I said, stout. I think that's the best way to describe them, is they're little stout fish. They look bigger. Like when I'd show people pictures of my anaconda, they're like, man, that's a big fish. I'm like, no, he's 3 inches. He's not that big.
Fish for Life says, did you guys buy up all the Warzelii at the wet spot? I was literally like looking at the fish list and they were already sold out.
It's ridiculous.
I don't know if they had like 3 or they have like 50 that actually sold.
They don't get a lot of them. I know the last couple times they had them, there wasn't a ton because I don't think a lot of people buy them. So, but clearly people do buy them. They're cool. People should buy them. People should buy bimaculatus.
So here's an interesting comment. I think the name is Camille. I can't see. The screen is very far away. It says, I just ordered a group of starry night eels from Africa. Can't wait for them to come in. I hope they don't send me lookalikes. Why does that always happen? Because
West Africa.
this is a problem a lot of importers have. It's because there's a lot of exporters that are just not very nice. And they are. I know people who have spent like $10,000 on fish and they never even got the order sent. And that money's just gone.
Yep.
There is a lot of fraud in that part of the world, and that's just what happens.
And also, to be fair, and I know this, I want to say more from West Africa just because I know more about West African fish, but I know Africa in general, there are a ton of contaminants, specifically West Africa, because most of the species you're getting in the aquarium trade come from Pool Malibu, which was like the Stanley pool. And so they're all there, and so many things look similar, live in similar. So you're getting crazy contaminants that come in that they then ship out. And a lot of people don't know better.
I should say it's not always nefarious. There are accidents.
There are both. But what you said is also true. I mean, obviously also true. But I mean, contaminants, I know I see all the time with West African stuff. I've ordered things from West African fish that came in with weird contaminants. And I'm like, what? But that's, they don't know. So that's just what happens.
So we'll get this real quick. Dennis Engel with the $11.11 super chat says, have you given any thought to going off-grid and building a home fish haven? So yes, that's actually what I tried to do. And I tried to reach out to companies to get it sponsored, like batteries, solar, things like that. And I'm like, you guys, this is a gold mine. No one's doing this in the fish community. It would bring awareness and blah, blah, blah. I did my whole sales pitch, and they were like, who are you? No, we don't. No, go away. So,
rude.
And it's just too expensive for me to buy all that stuff right now. So, it's definitely been thought of. It's been tried by me unsuccessfully. I'm sure someone out there with the funds to do it has done it or can do it, but it's a little out of the budget right now, unfortunately. But I would love to be completely off grid, and we're about as close to that as we can.
I was gonna say we're not too far from that. Somebody, I wanted to just say this because I just know I've seen them before. Someone said they haven't been able to find the Zabrinas. And I say this, and I've only ordered from them one time, and it was out of, like, pure necessity because I couldn't find what I wanted anywhere else. I don't know a lot about their fish quality, but I know Predatory Fins regularly has Zabrina pikes, and I think they have them now. They have them all the time, though. That's where I would consistently see them, and I went, man, that's tempting, like, because you don't see them. They're not readily available except there. They seem to always have them, and they always, to be fair, the pictures I've seen, they look very nice. So I can't say much about them as a company. I just know that they do stock them. So just wanted to mention that.
And now let's go to a very unique Tetra that I think is very, very cool.
Yeah, these are great.
Boom. What do we got here?
These are little weirdos. So these,
look at this picture.
I feel like these should be Munchausia, but they're Hyphesabricon. So these are Hexasticos. These are the weirdest looking little fish. The bodies are huge. They look like blimps. They look like they swallowed another fish, and that's what they look like all the time. So what's so striking to me are the stripes. You don't really see fish that are striped like that. You specifically don't see like cherisons or tetra or anything like that with those intense stripes that are horizontal. So I don't know. I've always liked these. I've never been able to find them. I just can't. When we went to the wet spot for the first time, we went to the retail store, and I remember walking in, and I beeline for this display tank, and I'm like, Hexasticos. And they're like looking at me like, where did this fish come from? Do you guys have these fish?
There's only one, right?
There's one. Just one, and it looked old as time. Like, this fish just looked like it had seen some things. And they're like, oh, that was a contaminant that came in a long time ago, so we just threw it in there. And I'm like, of course. Because I have yet to be able to find them. If anybody knows where you can get these.
Emily's here right now, so Emily, add these to our wish list.
Yes.
that we've never given
Steve
you
always says, like, he's like, just tell Emily. I'm like, oh, I'm sure Emily wants another. Just tell Emily and have her deal with it. No, I doubt that would be what she wants to do. But if you ever saw these
They
guys,
have a ranchu face.
they
That's
do.
kinda
No, they
funny.
have like a little like chubby weird face. I love them though. They're just like I said, they look like blimps.
If there's any videos of them,
They're
not that
so
I couldn't
funny.
play them, I'd get in trouble. But
Well, and they're really pretty because in between those stripes, they have like a green iridescence. They're super pretty fish. There's not a whole lot about them. Like they're just not, because not a lot of people keep them, sadly. So of course for me, I'm like, oh, I want to keep them. Yeah, see how pretty. I think they look like little piranhas, right? Like that's why I think they look like Munchausia and not Hephaestus because they have that piranha face, like a lot of Munchausias have. Very cool fish. Just super random, but something I've always wanted. And if I ever was to find them available, I would have to, no matter what, get some because they're amazing and you never see them ever.
we're taking out a mortgage for this fish.
I don't care. I got extra organs. Like, I have 2 kidneys. What do I need them both for?
Cherub fish.
They do. They do kind of look like little
Very unique tetra.
Yeah, and I've never heard anybody say they've kept them. Like, I've never spoken to anybody who's really been interested in them. I've shown them. They do have a kind of like a blue eye, too. They're really flippin' cool fish that I've always wanted to keep.
Flippin'. And from something of this beauty to something that's so ugly that it's pretty.
What's happening?
Boom.
Oh, okay. I totally forgot about these already. I'm obsessed with these. I remember years ago looking through, it was, God, I forget which magazine it was. One of the magazines. It was like Aquascaping. I think I got it when I was at one of the fish stores in San Francisco. They gave me one of the magazines. And I saw somebody who won they won one of the competitions, and their stocking was humphead glassfish. And I went, well, that's a fish I'm gonna have to keep. That thing's hideous, and I love it. Like first of all, I love see-through fish. I love them. I think they're super cool. These guys look evil. They look deformed, but in a very appropriately proportioned way, if that makes sense. I don't know what it is, but they're very cool fish. They get large, so. Like a lot of glassfish, you stay under 2 inches. These guys are like 4.5 inches. They're huge and they're aggressive with each other. So it's one of those things where you don't really want to keep one because they do like to be in like gregarious groups, kind of loose groups, but they get very upset with each other. So you need a lot of space, lots of space. And
Regina makes an excellent point. She says, looks like a deep sea
it does.
fish.
Absolutely. It does look like a deep sea fish. It looks like something that doesn't belong in fresh water, which obviously there's a lot of, it's questionable with some glass fish, but these guys can be in freshwater just fine. I think that a lot of people use them for aquascapes because they see through fish. They're not detracting from the aquascape. They're just something kind of moving around. So that's why the only time I've ever really seen them are in magazines. I saw them once at a local fish store. They were like $40 a piece.
They had them at the Wet Spot.
They had them at the Wet Spot. They were $30 a piece, and I just went,
$32.99, I
oh
still
God.
remember.
And I didn't have enough space. Really, they need
And they were adults too.
They were beautiful. They were worth $30.
Somebody got them.
I didn't have the 125. We didn't even have them set up at that point, and so I think that would have been the smallest option. I'd probably keep those guys in like a 280 or something. They need a lot because you want like 10 of them, but you want a huge amount of space for them also. Another reason why they're a dream fish, and I haven't had them yet. Just not
A bucket list fish.
Yeah, for sure.
But there you go. Those are our current picks. If you asked us next week, it'll probably be something different.
Never know.
It always changes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start looking through chat here.
I know, I've been neglecting.
Well, I'm not going to scroll back up, but if someone wants to comment on what their bucket list fish is.
Yeah, I want to know.
If you commented it before, please leave a comment again because there's too many to go back. Zen Ginger says, only Akara I've kept are the albino threadfins.
Oh.
And I didn't know if they're actually related, but they were easily one of my favorite fishes ever.
I've kept albino threadfins. Are you related to what?
Looks like a Gucci fish.
Wait, I can only imagine who said that.
Candy.
I know who said it. I know. I don't know what your comment, like, I don't know what the albino threadfin in relation to, like, related to what, but I love albino thread. I think I love threadfin in general. I've kept both. I love them. They're so pretty. And I've kept them from the time they were wee little nuggets and then huge 10-inch fish.
Benjamin says the copper Congos are nice. I believe those were in our last video.
Yeah.
which
Hilgendorf.
didn't even do him justice at all.
No, you can't see stuff like that in real. You got to see it in real life. It doesn't do it on video.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those things you got to just believe whoever's telling you. Like,
I think that was the first time I've seen them in person, and I was like, whoa.
they're very
They
pretty.
definitely caught my eye.
Yeah, they're very pretty.
Oh, man. MTPK got a big old list here. Holy smokes.
Ooh.
Are they all puffers?
Oh, Lepidogaster. I love that word.
Neon Borneo Sucker. Oh, the ones Dan's has for $150, I think. The Lepidogasters.
Yeah.
Striped Red Eye Puffer. Debosii Puffer. I haven't heard of that one. Interesting.
That's interesting.
Crazy Shot says Corridorus Fowler Eye, which is an excellent Corridora. And Semi-Aqualis. Oh, man. So, man, I got a group of the Semi-Aqualis, and they murdered each other. I have one left.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have never in my life come across an aggressive Cory. I know there's a couple species out there that you don't, but I had not heard that about Semi-Aqualis, and it was crazy how they were with each other. So I've got one big giant Semi-Aqualis in a tank with a random mix of Corys. Doesn't care about any other Cory.
Yeah, that's right.
Doesn't care at all. There's concolor in there. There's
Ooh, I like the
leopardus in
concolor.
there. There's, I don't even know. There's probably 8 different species of Corys in this tank. And he's the one. Doesn't care about anything
He's
else
the one.
except for his own kind. And then he wants to kill him. So I guess he doesn't even care about his own kind.
No. He cares of nothing. He's a nihilist. Nothing matters.
Nihilist dude.
Candy just planted a water lily in the pond outside that Stephen P. sent to her. I'm sure it'll do better than any plant will ever do for anybody else ever. That's Candy's plants.
Cameron says Epistogramma Rot Punked is a dream. Oh, who has those? I just saw them somewhere.
Weren't we just look? I feel like
Where did we see those?
I know, because that was
I think
just.
we were looking at a wholesale list. I
Yeah, that
think.
must have been it, because I just looked those up. I was just looking at those. We were just looking at those, something to that degree. Something like that. Melanotania sequensis.
Oh, that's such a beautiful fish. I am so sad I don't have my colony of those anymore. I don't even know what I did with them. Like,
isn't that weird how you can totally forget like what happened with fish?
they
you
went
kept?
somewhere when I had to move, and I don't remember where they went. But oh man, so think of like, do you know what the sequensis is?
I think so. I think
It's
I'm picturing the
like
correct
a
fish.
yellowish, bronzy type
yeah.
of
Then,
color,
yes, I
and
do,
they're
yeah.
just so cool.
I should know more about. Oh, that's funny. Both. All the darters. Yeah, Nancy and Ginger Graves both talking about darters. Yeah, darters are great.
What's the one tetra? Oh man,
The one?
The one.
That one?
It's like a darter, but it's not. And they were like $6, but now they're like $100.
The lizard tetras?
No, I'm.
Like darters? What?
Dan has them on his website. I'm looking.
The Posilia cherax? Like, what are you? Whitesmanni? What are you talking about?
If I knew, I would tell you.
What are
That's
you talking
why I'm
about?
looking.
What's happening right now?
Jeez,
Do
can
you
I have
like
a minute?
Do you like when I do that? Is that fun for
A
you?
moment in time here?
No, you may not.
That doesn't bother me at all. You can keep going. What was it? Oh my gosh. Of course, now I don't see it on his website.
This is a Neolabius.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want me to keep naming things?
You can. I'm just going to keep looking.
I know, it doesn't even matter what I'm doing. Erroneous on all counts.
I just saw it on his website, too. This is very frustrating.
It's Barbara lizard tetras. I know that's.
Did he get them in stock? Is that why? I'm looking in the out of stock area.
Oh, maybe they're in stock. Perhaps check there.
No, they're not. Oh, what are they? I know Rachel O'Leary had them a long time ago.
Are you
but that doesn't
you're
help.
talking about the little ones?
The little ones.
Yes, I know. I just said I'm good. Hold on a second.
The little ones.
I got you. Hold on.
They're like a darter, but they're not.
Just hold these.
Yeah, black morpho tetra.
Posiliocherex whitesmanni. That's
Look.
what I just said.
The
No one
cursor is
listens to-
literally on
I
it.
just said Posiliocherex
When you say
whitesmanni.
100 fish, I'm going to stop
I
listening
said
eventually.
3 fish, and the middle one was Posiliocherex
calm down.
whitesmanni. And there, it is a beautiful fish, and I've almost bought them several times. Mad at myself that I did not. They're beautiful fish.
I'm probably going to have to...
That's a sucky picture. Like,
Dan?
well, that's a sucky picture. They're so pretty. Like, can we get it? Can we? I'm gonna need you to Oh, that's what they look like. Look at the males, at least. The females are not that pretty, but look at those guys. And they're peaceful.
So
Yeah.
when I found these also on the Wet Spots website, and that's how I know they were $6 because they still have a listing where these were $6.
Do you know who has them sometimes?
Ugh.
Where I almost bought them was Imperial.
Look at that fish. It's so cool.
Because they had them for $40 for 6 of them. Why did I not buy them, guys? Ask me that.
Emily says, I just got some mystery darter tetras. They don't look quite like that, though. The darter tetras all look alike. That's the
They
problem.
look very similar.
There's like 100 species of darters, and they all have they all look exactly the same. Those are pretty. Wow, gorgeous. Yeah, this
they're
is
amazing. They're like drape fins. Very similar to drape fins.
They're like splash tetras, actually.
Yeah.
As far as their behavior, I believe.
And Copelandii. Copelandii.
Copelandii.
God, I really want those. They're so small. They stay very small. They're not big fish. Little teeny tinies.
Yeah, this is definitely a nano fish.
You could keep them in a 10-gallon tank.
I love the
honestly.
stripes on their
20 would be
face.
great.
Looks like they're wearing a mask.
They look angry. I love an
They're
angry
getting
looking
ready
tetra.
to rob a bank or something.
I love the bad guys. All the ones that look like bad guys, love them. Love them.
Holy smokes. Member for 53 months.
Forever.
Listen to Chelsea, Bob. I said I didn't remember the name of the fish, so like rambling off names of the fish is not going to help
I
me.
always do this. I already know I'm annoyed.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember.
I just do this because I'm like...
I'm like, I know you know everything, but I don't.
Ready to play. I
don't.
No, it's...
Ooh, the sun's getting bright.
It's also because I wanted them for a long time, so they're like stuck in my brain.
Grumpy looking fish are the best fish.
Yeah, they
I
are.
agree.
I love them. Angry looking fish. Love them.
That's what we should do, like a top 10 angry,
yes.
grumpy
Grumpier
is
old
the word.
fish. Grumpier old fish.
Grumpy old fish, and then the sequel would be grumpier old fish. Exit stage
It always
left.
works really well for me. Really well. Yeah, P. Weitzman. Yep.
Wow, 53 months. Just think most of that was before we were graced with Chelsea's presence.
I'm sorry. Sorry it took me so long to get here.
Yeah, it's all her fault, too. Like, legitimately. You could have been here 6 years ago.
I know. It's my fault. Talking in Latin. I wish I could talk in Latin fully. I wish I could just... Because no one would talk to me. And it would be great.
Bettas can look... I think all bettas look grumpy. Wild.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
Splendens.
I was actually going to say this about the this guy, the Weitzman. They look like little mini macrostoma, like very mini macrostoma, the front end of them. So yeah, they're awesome. Very pretty.
My bucket list fish is Habrosis corridores. Oh, it just changed.
What?
There was Habrosis on the screen.
Oh.
Now my dream fish is a McMaster Epistone, which I actually have 2 different strains of this fish.
Like, are you the most boring person on earth? Like,
Well, one, yes. You should know that by now.
Shut up. Oh my God. You're so annoying. Jeez. African moon tetra. I like African moon tetra. I think they're pretty. Actually, I think I almost bought them for my West African tank. I was having a lot of trouble finding schooling fish, and I entertained the moon tetra, but then I ended up going with the banded barbs. But I think they're cool. I like them. I would give them a whirl if I had room for them, for sure.
You and Zen Ginger can be Rosetta Stone buddies.
I remember all the Rosetta Stone commercials. I was always like, yeah, I was a nerd. I love to read. I think that's why I absorb a lot of information. I've always been a strong reader. It was all that reading Rainbow. Doo-doo-doo. Made me smart.
Somebody says, Emily, I thought you guys were going to list a bunch of new plecos this week. That might have been my fault.
Way to really screw that one up.
I was told that they got some plecos in. I just assumed, I guess. But I guess, quarantine, all that stuff. So maybe next week. I don't know.
So
That's
technically they did get plecos in. Were they listed?
It's just me speaking out of
Maybe
turn.
not.
But I can say they do have a lot of fancy plecos in stock right now. So I know you've probably already looked through the list 100 times like me, but
update, update, update.
one thing I'm excited about is my Paraplecos.
Paraplecos.
Because they showed up on one of my wholesale lists, so I'm going to buy a ton of them.
A ton. 100.
100 L75s, please.
New friends, do you remember Muzzy language commercials? They were yes, I 1,000% remember those with like the little monster or whatever, that dude. Yeah, for sure. That's so funny.
I like the name New Friends.
I know. I enjoy that.
Hey, New Friends.
I'm surprised that was available. Like when people have certain names, I'm like that was available.
You can do anything you want. Like it's.
But if somebody already has it.
No, you can still do it.
It doesn't let me.
You can.
It tells me to go F myself.
Well, they don't like you.
I guess not. I get told that a lot.
Like anyone can make a channel right now called Steenfott Aquatics. They can put my logo on it and intimidate me.
Oh, I wouldn't.
That's something I used to do in other people's streams. Like I used to do it to John a lot. I have a KG Tropicals YouTube account.
That's so funny.
And I would go into other streams as KG Tropical.
That's funny. That's funny. I like that.
People are like, oh, it's John.
It gets funnier the more I think about it. So
it's funny.
It's
You
really
can cause a lot of drama.
Yeah, you sure could. Why do they even allow that? That's really dangerous.
Because all you have to do is click on it and see that it's not him. Like
I know, but still, people are not. People fall for things very easily.
I know. Makes my job easy.
Oh, gosh, Jesus.
Emily says, I do have a lot of fancy Tetras right now.
People go buy some fancy. Wait, I didn't even look. I'm scared.
We talked about the Waddy Eye earlier that they got.
Yeah,
they also got the pink lemonades.
Oh, God, I love those.
They got the red. Oh, I got to show you guys these.
Bestionic Javante.
I'm definitely going to make you guys look at these Tetras because this is definitely a bucket list Tetra for me.
Oh, there's the moon Tetras. The Alestes Tetra is one that I do like.
Firefox, here we go.
That's one that we talked about in the video. I like
the
those.
red fin
penguin
Tetra.
Stunning.
They are $25 right now. I guarantee you that is the cheapest you're gonna find them.
I would be surprised if these weren't sold out.
They are also. This is why I don't like this website. I just can't change the size. I have to clear everything.
Start over. You screwed up.
Extra small.
You. That's funny.
Tank raised, captive bred.
They're gonna be gone. People are gonna buy these really quickly. I have a feeling.
Yeah, and they're not extra small.
No.
Like she sent me a video.
No.
They're already colored up.
I've said this before. I feel like they underestimate size, which is great. They should. That manages expectations. And I'm not saying that's always the case, but I feel like they do try to do that. And these guys do look very nice already.
Kenny says my Waddy Eye are growing so big already.
They do. They're gonna get big.
Bob and Chelsea remind me of the Mystery Science Theater show, all tiny in the front row. I know, we have to have that facing the back of our heads.
That's so funny. Can we be like the Angry Muppet guys? What are their names instead? Because I like that.
I think this one we're bigger.
You know who I'm talking about.
A little bit.
What? No. Yeah, that's enough of me. Like, that's enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Is it? Okay.
Hey, you're finally talking loud.
I knew you were going to say something about
that.
that.
You had no idea.
I have every idea.
Well, that's true.
That sounded very, like, I don't know, boastful. That's not what I meant. Kevin said, I just picked up 11 purple Tetra Hyphaspricon Mete. Really nice small I love them.
The Metes are really nice.
Gosh dang it. They're beautiful. Beautiful.
Did we break 100 people? I said we wouldn't get 100 people because it's a new night. I could be wrong. 109. There we go.
Oh, and Emily, I feel like the website is so not your I feel like it's so much bigger. You know what I mean? Like that's something that, yeah, you know my thoughts. Statler and Waldorf. There you go. I want to be. That's if we ever dress up for Halloween, Statler and Waldorf.
I don't do Halloween.
I said if, and if I wanted to do Halloween, I'm not doing it by myself. Like, okay. Aphiocherax Rothbune.
That is the green fire Tetra.
Oh, those are really, really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
I do like those. Yeah, those are nice.
You've ever kept them?
I've never kept them. I think they're really pretty, though. No, I've never kept them before.
Yep. I had them in a 30 long for a little bit. A couple years,
they're
I would say.
really pretty, though. I love the shape. That's, for me, a lot of it comes down to the shape of fish, and I think that's a really...
Emily says, I got promoted, so it is my project now.
The whole thing? Oh, God. Bless you. Like, There you go. Well, then hopefully you have control to make it a lot better. That's
My complaint is let's
just
go back.
one? This one?
Yoink. So when you go up here
Yoink.
and first of all, this pop up every single time. Ugh, go away. When you hit log in and then log in, it still says log in.
Oh, not logged in or like
Or
your
account.
name or
It should
whatever it
say
is.
account.
Yeah, it should. That is interesting.
I don't know why that annoys me, but it really does. It's just one of those weird
There's
things.
certain things. I don't like non-intuitive stuff, and I feel like that is one of those things where it's like you should know better. Website, like you should know that. Come on, do your job.
But it allows me to look at this fish again. These fish look so good in person.
They
like every other
are-
fish we said today.
But the cool thing about these that I think differs a lot from the regular one, they have a really pretty green blue sheen all over them. And then that dark, horizontal line, the red, they're really pretty and they're a great size.
So Kevin says, any fish you guys gonna summer tub this year? Oh yeah, we already got them.
Summer tubbing.
I have a few more. I have a few for some platinum rice fish and maybe some rasboras. So
Platinum rice fish are awesome.
we got some black paradise fish.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in our last fish room video, I believe.
Word.
I think. If you want to see them, they're in the. We got them from Dan. So the black rice fish and then the gymno. Which gymnos are they?
Gymnogeophagus balzanii.
Oh yeah, Balzanii.
And they're an earth eater, and they're like very similar to geophagus, but the gymnogeos are, most of them take a very serious temperature drop. So for like 6 months out of the year, they can handle temps into like the low 50s.
Bright my face
I
is.
was gonna say you're getting blasted right now. That's funny. Smash that like button like the Hulk. Thank you for that.
Over half of you have really disappointed Zen. Do you feel
Uh-oh.
good about yourselves?
That's upsetting. You should feel really upset about that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool to keep those. They're gonna grow out a little bit. They're really small right now, so they're inside getting bigger. But they have. It's so funny because the balzanii, like they don't do any huge damage or anything, but they are such little like bickering fish. They bicker amongst each other, the boys.
And actually, before the stream, we went out there and the tub was sitting at 66 degrees,
bad.
which is pretty good.
Yeah, not bad, and it's looking better too.
New friend says those green fire tetras are so cute. This message is from my daughter.
Yeah, they are so cute, aren't they?
Well, hello, new friend's daughter.
Yes, and you're correct, my friend. They are very cute.
I'm into red belly dace. I would
Yeah.
love some rainbow
No
dace, but
kidding.
everyone only sells males. I cannot get females.
Isn't that weird? They don't want you to be able to breed them. It's odd. Oh, the Northumber cichlids? Is that what we're talking about? What are we talking about? Where's oh, there we go. Oh, yay.
What else? Oh, and then I have another. So I have two 360-gallon outdoor tubs, and the other one, I'm thinking of doing shell dwellers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I still want to do shell dwellers outside, especially now that they sell for like $20 each, which is bonkers to me because they breed like guppies. And I'm talking about multis, by the way, specifically. Although I might do similis just because I've never kept similis, but it'll be either similis or multis. And I really want to do a giant tub of them and then get some Cyprichromis.
Yeah?
But I'd want to get like a giant school of Cyprichromis, so I doubt I'll do that this year because that'll be too expensive.
They're not
But
cheap.
if I start the summer with like 6 multis, I'll probably end the summer with like 600.
That's true.
How are the Shelleys doing that I gave you?
They're so funny.
They're doing well.
What is the word that best describes those type of shots? Like precocious? Like
We might have to get an extra scoop or two from you if yours have spawned some more, since they're going in a 6x4 foot tub.
Yeah, they look. That'd be really funny to put them in there. I don't think they'd even take up a corner.
Did I finally take my shells in? I bought shells for them and everything.
Yeah.
They're not on my desk, so I must have
And
taken them into the fish
they've
room.
been moving. They got upgraded, so they get to have even more attitude now.
Also love black striped top minnows. I'd like to get some minnows. I don't even care what kind.
Yeah, they're pretty cool. I'd be down with that.
Do shell dwellers crossbreed? If they're in the same family, then yeah.
I heard it rained a lot in Northern California today.
Leo, did you get rain today? It dumped here today. Crazy weather for April. 47 degrees.
Everybody I know lives in Sacramento, so that's like all the news I hear about anything all day on social media.
I wonder why that is.
Shut up.
A real mystery.
Freaking shocker.
How about we'll trade you cherry shrimp for more Shellies?
Yeah. If that makes you, if you can spare a few more, we can spare some more shrimp.
It'd be nice not to put all of them outside. Keep a little inside just for
like the
backup.
ones I have inside. I feel like, yeah. Yep. Lawn needed mowed, Cheryl. That's reasonable.
Mm-hmm. I'll be doing that tomorrow.
You gotta mow them. It happens. They grow. Yeah, that's weird. Well, I guess that's not weird. Northern California gets very like sporadic rain this time of year, so makes sense.
What minnows do I want?
I don't know. What minnows do you want? Whew. Pittsburgh flooded for the second time in like 8 days. That's wild, yeah. Eesh.
I'd just like to get some regular old stickleback minnows.
Aw, little sticklebacks. Those are easy.
That's what got me back into the hobby, so I feel like
cool.
it's fitting.
Shrimp got me back into the hobby. Isn't that weird? Shrimp. Never would have thought. I forget about it sometimes. That's even what it was. Because I didn't even keep shrimp before. So
we had a very mild winter. It was very disappointing.
I grew up with mild winters, so for me it felt very like appropriate, I guess, because it wasn't very much anything. It snowed some, but
barely.
Yeah, not really. Yeah, that's true. You're in Santa Barbara County. Not typically rainy in the spring. That's true. That is true. Oh, look at that face. God, I love those bichers.
I would love to do bichers outside too, but I feel like they'd get eaten. They're too big.
No, they'd be like a raccoon sausage. It'd be terrible. I don't want that. No. But I do want to keep them.
I have a top for the tub. So.
I know, but still. I don't trust those raccoons. They can get in anywhere. It's crazy.
2 days ago it was 78. Now it's 52.
Yeah, that's
well,
normal.
That's
here too. It's like that here too.
Yeah, it's 70. We have a day where it's going to be 70, and then it's going to freeze at night.
It gets very
Wednesday or Thursday.
Cold at night here. That's what the biggest difference is. Is it's like it'll be similar temperature to how it was in Sacramento, but then at night it drops really low a lot of the time. It gets very chilly.
The lipstick tetras are interesting, but I think if I'm paying that much for a tetra, I'm going a different route.
Didn't we literally just have this conversation?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just talked about that. Like, I like cosmops, but I can think of 10 species I'd rather have before them, but I still think they're super cool.
Even cheaper, like the raccoon tetra.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I'd rather have. Like, I'd rather get more mete, honestly. Or one day when those hexasticos, I tell you what.
Although I will say it's nice that there's actually a fish with lipstick in the common name that actually has lipstick.
True.
Normally it's like very faint, or this is like beet red. If you've never seen it, why don't I just pull it up?
Why don't you just do that?
Why don't I just pull it up?
Our red mouth headstanders that's accurate. They have red mouths. So, but they're not lipstick, but still. Yeah, raccoon. I'm sorry, but they would be raccoon sausage. They'd come grab them and just start mowing down on them, and it'd be horrific. And then I'd have a grudge against the raccoons, and I don't want to have beef with them because they're terrifying. And I'm not scared of any animals, but raccoons are a little scary.
Okay, here's a good picture of it.
Yeah.
See, it is actually a lipstick. It actually
Sonny.
has it. But, I mean, honestly, outside of that, it's basically just a silver fish. Still very unique, though. Very, very unique.
I believe that bacon dipped in honey mustard is really good, Branton.
What? Who's dipping these in honey mustard? What is even going on here? I leave chat for 2 seconds. And you guys are putting mustard on your fish.
That's not what's happening. Oh, my God.
Okay.
Just stop it. That's okay, Greg.
Raccoons are a disaster in ponds. For some reason, they leave mine alone. We have a family of raccoons.
Boy, do we.
The first time I saw them, I thought they were cats. Because I've never seen like 6 raccoons walking together.
That's every neighborhood I've ever lived in, there's been a mob of raccoons that walked around that like had their fists up like this, and everybody was like, "We don't want any." Like,
Here, you just see
go.
one at a time.
No, that's never
I
how
saw
it
out
was.
of the corner of my eyes when I saw a whole kit of them walking by. I was like, "Oh my! Where'd all these cats come from?"
A kitten? No, they're gonna
And
bite
so,
your face off.
I ran around and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" There's like 6 raccoons just chilling in the
Yeah,
yard.
that's how they roll.
They didn't even care I was there. They were like, "What's up? Got any food for us?"
Dang.
And I was like, "Yeah, actually, I do."
God, our raccoons were like, they kill you. They weigh like 40 pounds. Their teeth are huge. They're not nice. One time I had one like stand up and look at me, and I'm like, I'm gonna go that way. So don't worry. Benjamin wants to know, between the two of us, how many species have we kept? Best guess? God, ugh. I don't even know if I can quantify.
Wait, what? I wasn't paying attention.
Benjamin would like to know, between the two of us, how many species have we kept? Like, best guess.
Oh.
I can't quantify it. It's a lot.
Back when I used to be able to buy wholesale from the wet spot, I mean, I was buying fish every single weekend. Like, if you go back on my channel, there's a series called New Fish Friday, because every Friday I was getting new fish.
Bump.
Yeah. I've kept so many species, I wouldn't even know. 1,000 maybe.
Yeah, like that probably like hundreds and hundreds. I don't even know. Like inadvertently, you know what I mean? Like keeping things just I didn't even know what it was, that I'm like, all right, I guess that counts. Like I kept it.
We have chickens, so we have to fence up against the trash pandas.
Oh yeah, don't just straight up kill your chicken and eat it.
Our chickens free roam, and they don't.
No, it's much different here where we are than where I was, but I'm telling you, where I lived growing up, the raccoons would F stuff up. Like they would destroy trash cans. They would kill small animals. Like they were not to be trifled with. They were not. They were a little bit out there.
Emily, if you're still here, a question for you. Are there any more rare tetras coming this week? Trying to get some inside information.
Ooh, trying to extract the information, are we? I think she said she had a lot of...
Any advice on juvenile trophius? Yes, do not overfeed, and do not skip water changes. That is when they are probably the hardest to keep. Not saying that they're hard to keep, but when they're juveniles, it's very easy for them to bloat, and... you want to avoid that. So clean water and not that much food. What I would do is I would get like an algae farm of rocks going. So get like if you have like an old 10-gallon tank, set it outside in the sun, fill it with water, obviously, and then rocks, and let all the algae grow on the rocks, and then just swap the rocks out, because they will graze on algae all day long.
That's the easiest way to feed your fish, is to just do simple stuff like that. That helps immensely, and it's free. So
Emily says, I have my stock list open. I'll put together a little list for y'all.
Sweet.
Well, that's nice.
How did the bobcat fare against a rooster? Yikes. Yeah, roosters can be pretty nasty, but a bobcat's gonna win every time.
What?
I believe...
No, I was just saying what, because you gotta speak up a little. Gotta stay in the yellow.
I told you how I feel about the yellow. I'll say nothing.
We sadly just lost a chicken to what looked like a fox, broad daylight, a couple weeks ago.
Yikes.
What's weird is that the eagles don't go after the chickens.
I see. That was one of the first things I asked was, are the eagles going to go after the chickens? And no, they don't. Which, it's funny, I think they have a lot of fish options around here. So, of course, it's easier to grab a fish out of water, I assume, for an eagle.
Yeah, if we throw fish, then they'll come down and swoop up a fish out the lawn.
I've seen that. Like, I've seen them do that, so... But, yeah, I've never seen them even try to go after...
And they're big.
However, I bet if they could get to the quail, they'd go after them, because they're tiny. Like, I could see that being very easy for them.
I have had quail get loose, and it never turns out well for them if I don't catch them. There's only been 2 that I haven't caught.
There was a time one of the quail like jumped out, and I swear, like we were both standing there, and we thought, oh well, this quail's it's gone, and it jumped like right into my hand. It was the funniest thing.
It was a Disney moment if I've ever seen one.
It kind of truly was. I hate to say it, but like it was a Disney moment. It like fluttered right down into my hands, and I was like, well, here you go, go back, dummy. You're gonna get eaten by many things. Yeah, I think they are a seabird, so they want to eat fish. Makes sense. Yeah, foxes sound wild when they scream. So do coyotes. I think I've said this before. The coyotes around here, there's a huge pack of them, and when they scream to each other, and I love it, but it does get the dogs going. But I think it sounds.
It's so annoying.
It sounds so cool though.
Screaming at like 2 a.m, and then the dogs get all riled up.
They sound like a dog for the first 0.5 second, and then it turns into this like completely different sound that is not even close to like what a dog sounds like.
Well, here's kind of a cooler picture of the red lipstick tetra.
That's a very intensified picture, I feel like.
Well, the bodies are very bland, so I don't know that there's much Photoshop going on.
You know what?
Here.
The one next to it, yeah, I guess the one next to it looks really similar, and that one's accurate.
I will say the red lip on the blue eyes, I kind of like. I'm kind of digging that.
It's pretty. It does sound like that New Friends, yeah. Cats screaming, but worse.
I kind of like it.
They're a good size. I like that size tetra.
My picks for the week. Here they come, folks.
Drum roll.
Drum roll.
That was my drum roll. Figure 8
That's my
puffers
drum roll.
require brackish water. Yes, they do.
That's correct.
The input. Yeah, that they do, and they will not do well in fresh water. They will slowly die or quickly, depending on other things. They will die if you put them in fresh water. I know a lot of people think you can transition them, but the transition would be very long, over a very long period of time, and it doesn't always work. And there's no point to put them through it in the first place. They just need brackish water. So.
Ooh, the Blackbird tetra. I love Bonita tetras.
Bonita.
Copper Congo tetras. Alesti tetras.
Pretty.
Longipennis. Blackbird tetra. Diamond Congo tetra.
The copper Congos are so pretty.
Yeah, if you guys want a cool fish, the Copper Congo tetras.
Blueberry tetras, there you go, tank raised. $9.99. So that's a good deal. Blueberry
tetras, the Waddy Eye.
So we got candy. They're like literally how big? Like half an inch?
Like 3/4 inch.
I guess they weren't that small, but they grow my point is they grow extremely
Oh my gosh,
quickly.
the list keeps coming.
There's more? Oh, I didn't even see.
Yeah, the redfin penguins, the lemonade tetras, the red cherry Ooh, the red cherries.
Yeah.
They're only $16.99. That is cheap. Holy smokes.
Really? So,
Red cherries for $16.99?
Are you sure? Is that right? Is that right?
I'm
going
think
to
so.
look right now. Like, really? Are we sure about this? Am I reading that? Okay, so yeah, the whites minorum are just flippin' beautiful. If I could have one of all the things you just listed, I'd probably get the whites minorum, honestly. They're so pretty. That or the pink lemonades. Pink lemonades are gorgeous. It's been a while, I feel like, since
That's quite the list.
That is quite the list. She was not lying about fancy tetras. And
That's
just
everything I stared at today and thought looked good. Great. Great.
That's a good mix of fish right there. And that's honestly those cherries for $16.99. Those shouldn't last.
If that's
long.
not a typo, that's a crazy
I was gonna say,
price.
are you sure not $26.99?
I don't even care if they're fry. That's.
Oh no, for real. I'd take like.
I mean, I prefer fry.
I would take baby fish over. Yeah, but still, I love those whites from the Hifesta Bricon whites.
I can't find a pic of the Blackbird tetra. I'll show you. It's the Bonita tetra. Casa Bonita.
Oh, so they're the bigger ones. So even better. But see, that's the thing about those. About the wad eyes, they grow really quickly. Like ours, they put size on. If you feed them well, they put size on quickly.
I really like these tetras.
Yeah, I know you've almost got them like 3 times. I feel like.
I know, I've almost got them a couple times. They're these ones right here.
I'm starting a low tech planted tank. Should I go with sand or gravel? I would probably if you're doing I'd almost do soil or something like some type of aqua soil. I mean, I've done sand. I'd say sand over gravel for sure, but I still feel like you might have better results with like a soil capped with sand. That might be ideal. You do have to mind your like pH and ammonia and whatnot, but I feel like if you want less light, you got to give the plants something to grow in. So that would be an option. Yeah, Regina, go buy some more cherry tetra. They're cheap. They're basically giving them away.
I would assume that if they're not listed, you got to wait till Friday. So if it says out of stock, you probably got to wait till Friday. They got to go through their quarantine.
I think some things are still being updated, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
I gotta say, Black Phantoms are one of the most underrated tetras in America for the ease of care and price point. Oh, the Serpe tetra, the Red Phantoms. I love Red Phantoms.
They are pretty.
Total super underrated.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome that they're that cheap. That's really cool.
As far as the Elios, make sure you have all the forms filled out. I'm pulling directly from our listed stock, so everything should be in stock. Well, let's just go take a look. Cherisons.
So getting 3 peacock gudgeons tomorrow. Think a planted 10-gallon with 6 glow light Danios, 6 coolie loaches will be okay. If not, I have my 40-gallon community tank. What's in your 40-gallon community tank? Because I think that might be a little. The peacock gudgeons are really reserved, and I feel like the Danios might be a little, and the coolie loaches. I mean, depending on how active your coolies are, which that can depend on a lot of factors, but. I feel like the 40-gallon, so long as you have appropriate tank mates in there, might be the better option for them. But like I said, I would need to know what's in your 40-gallon. Because I kept mine in 40-gallon, and they did great. But there was other chill fish in that 40-gallon, so...
I did find another tetra that I think is very underrated.
What one?
I'm still doing this one. But.
Emily said that her favorite cheap tetra are bleeding hearts. Bleeding hearts are really nice. Clear fish, love it. I like that a lot.
All right, there's only one option. Oh no, there's 2 options.
They're having a conversation about these right now, and that it's not showing as available. It's showing as they're all sold out.
Yep, it does show that they're all sold out.
Yeah, they're talking about that right now.
But let me show you this one. And
that is a pretty fish.
The filamentosis. Yes. Like, why are people keeping this? It's only $12. I did get a really good look at these last time we were there, and I took some video of it because I thought they looked really cool. And this is just one of those fish, like most fish that we look at, that looks way better in person than on a picture.
Yeah, it's hard to see all the color and like the depth in the color.
I mean, I don't know of anyone that's kept this fish. I've never seen this one in a tank.
No. Hemigramus is something that I think a lot of people don't keep a lot of. It's just not as common.
And we're back. So, yeah, I mean, I would love to get a school of these at some point.
Caitlin, did you just get a python? Because if so, congratulations. And if you were doing buckets for this whole time, let me tell you, your life is about to get way better.
I thought you meant like a python,
no,
like a snake.
No, and I'd be underwhelmed if you got a python as your first snake. Get garter snakes.
There's some cool python.
I love
like a ball python.
Okay, they're the Oscars of snakes. Like I can't. I like colubrids. I'm a colubrid fan.
Bleeding heart tetras. I have had some monster bleeding hearts.
Yeah,
like
they get
3.5.
They get huge.
Maybe even 4 inches.
Yeah.
I kept them out in a summer tub one time, and they got gigantic. And then they all died when it got too cold one night. It's very sad.
Hip hop hillbilly. I love yellow spiny tail eels. We have several. Love them.
What?
I love spiny tail eels.
Oh.
We have several.
That's true.
Yep.
My faucet doesn't have the right connection for a python. I had that problem in my old house.
They have adapters. You can get adapters.
No, some faucets don't have the thing that you can unscrew.
Oh, that's true. You're right. Newer ones. A lot of newer ones have different... that is a problem. That is... I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
How about candy cane tetras? I've never seen them in person. They're beautiful.
Oh, I've kept them. They're nice.
I've kept them. I have videos of them spawning on my channel.
They get also quite large.
You have to go way far back on my channel, but...
Those are something I feel like people never keep long enough to see how big and colorful they actually get.
Well, and especially with bleeding hearts, because they get really big.
They get huge, yeah. They get huge.
Audra Myers, holy smokes, gifted 5 memberships.
Thanks,
Thank you so much.
Who won?
Hip Hoppopotamus.
Hippopotamus.
EJ, Fish for Life. I can't see the next one. Nova is Aquatics.
Newbies Aquatics.
And new friends. Welcome.
Nice.
We do stream for the members before this stream every week, so look for that.
Yes, we do. Imperial Tropicals had Araguay Caras for $8. I know. Good. You took advantage of that? Good, Vaughn. You should. That's an awesome deal.
That is a really good deal.
They
do they still have them?
They might. A lot of those cichlids like that, they actually breed on site. I know that. So maybe they're one of them. I'm not quite sure. But I know a lot of, that's why their prices stay low on a lot of those. They have big ponds that they keep their cichlids in. Thanks, Audra.
Woohoo!
Was
Welcome
awesome.
to Fun Members Streams. They're interesting. The member streams are always fun because we rarely talk about fish.
Yeah. Gets a little weird sometimes. But weird is good, I think.
No, that's good for me.
Rhodesia Altpina were awesome. Bigger tetra here. They would have been awesome in a bigger tank. I think I know what those are, but I'm not 100%.
I'm pulling them up.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
They look like the glass headstanders, but they're not headstanders.
They have that same shape. I've seen these before. These aren't they aggressive? Am I making that up? Or am I confused? I think these are the more aggressive.
Emily says, I'm still here pulling my hair out trying to... That's like the very first time. I think it was the first time that we went to the wet spot and they had those orange Zingu pikes. Zingu species 1 or something.
1.
And they were like, we're not selling any of these. Can you feature them in the video? And then I went to the website and they showed them being sold out. And I'm like, well, that's why you're not selling any.
Yeah. Bump. Hip Hop Hillbilly. Think the peacock gudgeons will be okay with pea puffers and orange Venezuelan cories, 6 of each. Just another tank. Yeah, I think that next to the 40. I think, what size is that tank? But yeah, they'd be, I don't think the pea puffers.
The first was a 10-gallon.
Yeah, I don't know what this one is. But you said it's next to the 40. But I don't know if it's like, I'd say if it's 20 or 20 high or, something like bigger than that, or 29. Yeah, I think you could try that. I'd keep an eye on the pea puffers to make sure they're not nipping the gudgeons, but I think it'd be okay.
Bob, do y'all tell pubescent jokes in the member streams? No, we don't talk about pubes at all.
There's no pube talk.
Nope.
We keep that for private times, pube talk.
Cameron says, I just redid my tank and I'm so proud of it. If there is any way I can send it to you guys, can you let me know? You can send anything via steenfotaquatics@gmail.com, so you can upload it to Google Drive or iChat or whatever one you want to use, and then you can just share the link with me, or you could upload it to your YouTube channel and then just share that. But however you want to do it, just send it to steenfotaquatics@gmail.com and we can take a look. I'd love to see it.
Oh, none of your friends are fish nerds. Yeah, none of my friends, like my good friends, were either, or my family or anybody, so I get it.
That's why we do YouTube, because it's where we can find lots of fish friends.
Right. People actually care about all the useless information that normally, like, my family's eyes would roll back in their head after 2 seconds.
My family says, do you still have all those weird animals you had when you were a kid?
Yep. That's it. Well, I just know everyone's always said to me, that makes sense for you. My whole life, all I ever heard from anybody was like, that makes sense for you. I'm like, okay, I guess that's like my tagline, is it makes sense for me. It still does to this day.
I saw my aunt for the first time in like 20 years, and that's what she said. Do you still have all those critters and animals you used to keep?
It doesn't go away easily, let me tell you. If it's in you, it's in you.
Speaking of adult jokes.
That's what she said.
Ooh.
haven't gotten one of those in a while, so good for me. Sometimes even adult jokes. Oh, you had it forever but never really used it because you never needed much more. Oh yeah, if you never really needed much more than that, then I could see the getting it out kind of being a pain for anything less than that. I do that on smaller tanks, just bucket, like gravel vac and bucket.
Oh, apparently it's been fixed. I'll be the judge of that.
Will you, Mitchell?
This is a very nice looking tetra.
Yes, they're lovely.
Let's do it on stream. Let's put the pressure on. Okay, we're going to clear it. Extra small. F1's out of stock. Okay. Wild. There they are.
Ooh, they're not cheap.
Holy petunias.
Yeah. You're going to have to sell that kidney after all.
Rare fish are not cheap. I do really like that fish, though.
Oh, I blame James Harriet. Really have never been without some kind of animal since I was an all creatures great and small. Yeah, read all creatures great and small. I really liked Jack Hanna. I watched Jack Hanna and I watched Jeff Corwin and like a lot of that kind of stuff. I don't know, but I've been an animal lover since I was
Well, and
like,
obviously Steve.
yeah. R.I.P. That was a hard day. It was a sad day in my life. But I've always animals from day one. But my mom kept a bunch of crazy animals growing up too, so she fostered it. She allowed me to like keep things, so I am appreciative of that because I had a lot of friends that were not allowed to have any animals at all. So
You've always talked highly of your mom when it comes to animals.
my mom is my mom and I do not see eye to eye on a lot of things, but one thing that there never was any confusion or any arguments over, other than like what I was taught from a very young age, is you don't eat before your animals eat. Like if you want to keep these, you can keep them. You want to have this stuff, you can have it. But if you're not taking care of them and if they're not what comes first, then you don't get to have them. So I knew very young that I needed to provide the best care because that was also something that like we were willing to spend money on as a family, our animals.
Hey, if there's a Melanie in chat, thanks for using our affiliate link.
Hey-o.
If that's just random timing, then
Never mind then, Melanie.
I'm still thankful, though.
Yeah, just kidding.
That's a very nice order. Oh, that is a pretty tank.
Oh, it's really nice. I love water lettuce.
What light are you using on that?
It's
I'm
great.
just curious.
It looks really nice. I like it.
I
Bolivians. I like that.
Yeah, I do love it. I don't have a way to share this picture currently, though.
It looks really nice. I love plants growing out of tanks. I'm a big fan of that. I like the different colors.
I like the
plants.
Rotala.
Yeah. This is so funny because this is my critique of every tank, even my own tanks. You could always add some more sand. Maybe like another inch of sand. But I say that about every single one of our tanks, and he's like, "Oh my god, we do not."
We
need
got
more
tanks
sand.
in there with like 6 inches of sand, and she's like, "I need to put a little more in." I'm like, "Relax."
It looks like it needs sand. Like I don't know, got sand because we do. But no, it's a gorgeous tank. I really like, and I love Bolivian rams. They are some of my very favorite.
Another underrated fish.
Yeah, I actually was just thinking I miss them, and I'd love to keep them again because that was what I spawned them accidentally. I didn't even know I had like a pair, and then one day there were babies, and I was like, "Oh, okay, cool, we're doing that, huh?" Nice.
How old was I when I had my first aquarium? Honestly, it was in high school, but I don't remember when. I started with reptiles in elementary school, and then graduated to fish, I think my sophomore year of high school. So, and I was a year ahead of everyone. So what's sophomore normally, like 14?
15.
15, then I was 14.
So I don't know if you want to know mine, but my like
I guess.
my very first one, I was in 3rd grade, so I was 8 when I got my first fish tank, and I had reptiles first.
I mean, technically, I had fish tanks. They just had reptiles in them.
Well, there you go. I had both. I started with reptiles at like 7. Was like my first. I want to be
that guy.
I had a blue belly lizard, like a western fence lizard, when I was 7, and then at 8 I got my fish tank, and I then got an iguana, and then it just started escalating, and I had all these things, and I had frogs, and we had newts, and all. I just had everything. My mom would say no, and then when my mom said no, my grandmother, who was an animal freak like me, would say yes, and then we'd bring it home, and my mom would be pissed off at us for like a month, but then she'd fall in love with whatever creature it was that I had brought home. She embraced snakes very quickly, which I was appreciative of, because a lot of people, like, snakes are the big no-go for a lot of people, so I was very fortunate with that. But yeah, 8 years old. 8.
What is our favorite dwarf cichlid?
Ooh.
Mine is probably Nanochromis.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Probably a Pistos, but I want to say Nanochromis. What's yours?
So far it's been my Etiquetta. So my Ivanacara Etiquetta. My first one was my favorite. I love the one I have now. She's great. I've raised her since she was a little tiny peanut, along with like 9 of her siblings. But the first Etiquetta that I had, his name was Ted. I've never had a fish like this before. I've never had a more interactive fish. He was brilliant, and he was just a beautiful little 3.5-inch guy. He had so much personality. It was insane. I miss that guy a lot. And they're beautiful fish. So.
Oh, Hip Hop Hillbilly says my dad had a tank when I was a kid till it broke.
Oh no.
My dad had tanks when I was very 2 years old too, so I don't remember him, but he still talks about his his Jack Dempsey.
Was it Jack Dempsey? My stepdad, we have parents that every time I see my stepdad, it doesn't matter what, he knew I didn't keep them. He'd be like, you got any Jack Dempseys? And I'm like, you freaking know I'm not, I don't have a Jack Dempsey.
And every time my dad comes over to look at,
it's always a Jack Dempsey.
When he comes over, regardless, he'll looks at a fish tank and he's like, that one needs a Jack Dempsey.
I'm like, everything?
What is it with this generation of Jack Dempseys?
Get it, man. They're obsessed with the Dempseys. Put those dukes up.
Oh, man.
It's pretty funny. Pretty funny.
Is there a way to know if Tank's silicone is safe? Picked up the 55 off the street and the silicone is black. What I would do is I would go to the top corner and I would kind of pick at it with my nails. And if it's rubbery, I would be like, okay. But if you can easily chip off silicone,
not good.
Not a good sign. Not a good sign.
Did you see what kind of light Cameron has on there?
Yeah, I didn't want to see it.
I didn't see it until now, and I was like,
I hate Higer so much. You have no idea how much I hate Higer.
I don't even care, but I just think that's so funny.
I was going to use that as an opportunity to slam Higer because I hate them so much, but I was going to be nice. But no, someone had to bring it up, and now my smoke is coming out of my ears. I cannot stand how much I hate them.
Oh, my dad with his angelfish. There's another one. That is another one from that generation, the angelfish, which that was one of my very first fish that I ever had at 8 years old were angelfish because they had long, traily fins, and I loved it. And I had them in a 20 long or a 20 high, which is horrible. You don't have angelfish unless you're breeding them. I look back, and I'm just like, those poor fish. But they told me it was okay. So, we live and we learn.
Did you see our April Fool's post? No, I do not go on social media on April 1st. It drives me
Everyone's
crazy.
So annoying.
It's
I just tell the truth.
And people still fall for it. I know it's how I
just am like, it's fine.
It's how I tell my truths because people don't believe me.
Electric blue Oscars. Oh my God.
People emailing us about
Slap
the electric blue Oscars.
People. My goodness. I hope that was an April Fool's call that they made also. Really?
What's wrong with Higer? Just curious. I've got so many issues, but one is I've just had the worst luck with their products. For years now. I just bought a pump to do water changes, and it lasted
12
not
seconds.
even a week.
Yeah.
So I returned it and got a new one, and that one lasted 2 weeks, and I was so mad. I took it outside and smashed. I didn't even return it. I'm like, I don't even care about my $30.
I can vouch for
I am smashing the crap out of this thing, and I took it by the cord, and I was just going to town with it, just smashing it into pieces.
Yeah.
And there's still pieces of it in the driveway because they're kind of all over the place.
Well, I mean, we can't. It's like it's
so infuriating. And that's just the most recent issue. It's just.
Oh, Kevin, you had to go and say it. Jeez, really. I love my apistos too, but checkerboard cichlids are probably in my top 3 fish ever. I would have them in my top 10, but every flippin' time I've kept the maculatus, the filamentosus, it doesn't matter. They do really well for 2 months, and then they just die. And I've driven hours away to get them. I've bought them from multiple sources, completely unrelated, very healthy. I've laid eyes on them. I can't get them to live. Yes, the printer and office space.
That's
is
exactly
what
how
happened. That's how it went down. There was no music playing. There should have been.
That would have been
dope.
Much more epic. There was music playing in my head, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I'm sure there is a lot of the time.
I got a heat gun from Harbor Freight this week, and it immediately caught fire in my hands.
Oh, that's Harbor Freight.
Made
quality.
by Higer. Made by Higer.
Harbor Freight would carry
Barbara
Higer.
says Higer killed the cichlids. Listen, I understand there's lots of people that have had good luck with Higer. Good for you. But when companies turn out that much crap every month they have 15 new products.
That's my issue.
And
They're
there's
just
only
throwing it at the wall.
There's only 90-day warranties on most of their crap.
They know it's crap.
I've spent enough time in retail to know that warranties mean a lot. Not enough people pay attention to warranties. This company is guaranteeing that their products will work for 90 days. That is ridiculous.
Nothing. You're not even going to know. You're not even going to have an issue. It's going to be the 110th
But I get
day.
it. They're a budget company, and You know, it is what it is. You have good luck or you have bad luck. I just have bad luck.
Yeah.
And their website is called mypetnanny.com.
That makes me
That is so
sick.
stupid.
That's the weirdest thing. Caitlin, ew, longfin Oscars. Ugh.
Nah, not a fan.
Ugh. That's all I have to say.
Kevin says not a fan of Higer either. Finally, I've gotten so much hate from people that use Higer products. Like, I'm not hating on you specifically. I'm not hating on anyone that uses Higer. Like, congratulations, you had good luck. I've had the opposite experience. That is all.
That's how I feel about BMWs. Not that I've ever had one, but I just feel like they're all crap.
At least I've had Higer.
No, I'm still gonna speak on this even though I've never had one. So let me amend. I love Higer lights. See, and that's the thing. Like, there's gonna be people for every 10 bad experiences. There's gonna be 10 good ones. Like, I mean, yeah, it goes both ways. I get it, but his experience has not been good. So, yeah, the co-op ones are just. I mean, I can't count how many times they've been dropped in water, dropped on things, fallen. Like, it just, and they're fine. They're fine. They just keep going. There's no problems. Light is still great. The light is still amazing. I have to turn it down. Like, even in our 125, I still keep it at like 70, and it's plenty.
I have a Higer I get from a place that sells Amazon returns, so it was cheap. The plants seem to be doing okay. Yeah, I mean, I've grown plants with 4-foot, $15 shop lights. So, but the fish in the aquarium doesn't look good. So, I mean, a light has multiple uses. Yeah. So
it depends on what your goal is with your light. What you're trying to do with it. Emily, yeah, my father-in-law would always say, BMW, break my windows. Oh, the acronyms for all the different cars. They just don't last past 60,000
miles. I sent a pic of my dart frogs as well. Bad news, Bob. I have Higer lights on that vivarium as well. Well, that's just bad news for you, not bad news for me.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, look at that fern. That is beautiful.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. That is a beautiful tank.
That fern looks photoshopped.
Ferns are like my favorite, and they always hate me. They hate me. Is that Christmas moss? What do you have in there, buddy? What is that?
The alocasia looks good.
Is that Christmas moss? I need to know what that is.
No, it's definitely not Christmas moss.
Okay.
I don't know what moss it is, but it's not Christmas.
Could be. It could. It grows like that.
Wait, they made me think of Bob? What?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
What?
Caitlin said they made me think of Bob.
Oh, I have no idea.
Chahiros for life. Cha-ching. Some of those Chahiros are like $400.
Oof. Steep.
And here, I've been doing a lot of research on the co-op lights and lights in general, and the only people that complain about the co-op lights are the people that use like the $400 Chiros lights. And it's like, why are you even comparing the two? That's ridiculous.
Out bowling, huh, Curtis? Market 8, dude. Have a fun night.
Market 8, dude. Curtis, there's Curtis. Baseball must be over, finally. I just made my first order from Dan. I'm so excited. Hopefully use my code and saved some money. What'd you get? You gotta tell us what you got.
You should tent your fingers when you make that noise.
You can't tell us that you bought fish and then not tell us what you bought.
Oh,
that's
Curtis,
not very
thanks,
fair.
buddy. Market 10. It's fine.
Market 10, dude.
Oh, the longfin Oscars. Okay, that's what made her think. Aren't you glad that when people see longfin Oscars, they think of you? That's nice. I like it. I'm glad you said that.
I'm still sad that Curtis is the only one that laughed at my Oscar joke in that video.
I did. I thought it was funny. That doesn't count? Oh, okay. How sad for me.
No, because you told me how stupid I was when you were watching me edit the video. You were like, you are so ridiculous. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what you said.
That doesn't sound like me.
Wow.
I don't think that sounds like me. Like something I would say. I'm very supportive. I don't want to hear about it.
But there we go, folks. We've hit the hour-and-a-half mark. We are done. It's over.
We're done. Bye.
Finn.
Oh, God. Cut to black. Like, that's so annoying.
I don't think I can fade. Oh, I can fade to black. Watch this.
If we're going to talk about it and then do it, Finn.
There.
You have to say it again. Oh, that was very anticlimactic.
It wasn't even fade. It was a glitch.
That did not look like it faded.
See, look, it's a glitch. See the glitch?
I don't know if I like that.
It's a glitch.
I don't love that. That's not a fade.
That's what a glitch sounds like.
I'm gonna glitch you. I don't know what that means, but
But anyways, folks,
I'm gonna do it. So
where am I at here? Okay, I got sidetracked.
I don't know. I don't know where you're
We
at.
are done.
Yeah,
yes.
done. D-U-N.
It is dinner time here at the Steenfott Ranch. We're going to have some grub food we got from Costco earlier, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Went to Costco on a Saturday.
That I was not happy about.
Good times.
But, you know, at least they have all the free food out on
That's true. They didn't have
Saturdays.
samples. Sample Saturday.
But anyways, again, thank you so much for coming out. We are going to be keeping it on Saturday for a while to see how the numbers go. And we're either going to go back to Monday or stick with Saturday. Only time will tell.
That's it. We'll see.
Or unless she makes me change it. So
Or that.
outside of that, I hope you guys have
Only
a great
time will tell.
rest of the weekend and have a good night. And we will not see you Monday. Remember, we will see you next Saturday.
Bye.
Fade to black.
Finn.
Finite.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know what.
Leslie, that's a great group of fish. Thanks for using my code if you're still here. And let me know how that shipment turns out later.